Listen to me, everyone. You've got to tell them. You've got to tell everybody. It's people. Cereal at Midnight is people. Ah!
Guys, what's going on? Welcome to Cereal at Midnight. My name is Heath, and it's time for new release talk once again. It's been 7 days since my last Fresh Flavors episode, which is my long form new release spotlights episodes. And in that 7 days, over a dozen new releases have showed up. So I try to do those once a month. I try to do a Fresh Flavors about once a month. This can't wait. So I was like, let's fire up the camera. Let's do a new release spotlight. One of the reasons I want to do this is because some of this stuff, it's probably not going to show up in your Walmart, your Target, your Best Buy. Some of it will, like what we're about to talk about, but some of it won't, and I want you to know about it. This is a Best Buy exclusive. It's the Best Buy exclusive steelbook of La La Land, Damien Chazelle's Oscar-winning love letter to old Hollywood. I know this is a divisive surprise. Oh, the audience is mixed. Who would have seen that coming? I know it's a divisive movie. I love La La Land. It represents the myth of Hollywood that I just adore. MGM musicals, Singing in the Rain, Gene Kelly stuff, right? Singing in the Rain and American in Paris. It's the myth of old Hollywood in a modern musical thing. I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. So 4K, okay? It's a 4K combo pack. So we got the 4K Ultra HD and a Blu-ray. People are going to say, Heath, 4K for La La Land, really? Can it possibly look better than the Blu-ray? Yeah, it can. It absolutely can. It looks better than the Blu-ray. La La Land is a more modern movie, but it was shot on film because Damien Chazelle loves Hollywood. He loves movies, right? So it was shot on film, 16 and 35, and it looks great. I know with some digital presentations, here's things you're never going to hear me say in a Cereal at Midnight. I'm never going to review the gamma levels. I'm never going to talk about the bit rate. I'm just going to simply tell you that it is a step up. It's a nice step up from the Blu-ray. For those of us who love the movie and who are 4K capable, do yourself a favor. This is gorgeous. Let's look at the steelbook in 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. The steelbook really, here, let me just unfurl the majesty. It really captures that mythic Hollywood, what I'm talking about, the myth, right? Because we've got, the Hollywood sign, right? It's La La Land, Sunset Boulevard. It really captures that spirit. So digital copy, 4K disc, and Blu-ray disc. There's the interior, which I think is, again, just great stuff. Talking about, if you know the making of the movie, how they achieved that shot, pretty much without any special effects, just waiting for magic hour. I really admire this movie a lot. So here's the back of the package. There's everything that's included. Hopefully that shows up pretty well. Best Buy exclusive, releases in just a matter of days as this video is going up. And the suggested retail price is $27.99. So that's all the deets on that one. From here, we're embarking on a lot of stuff that I haven't seen. And because it's been here for 7 days or less, haven't had time to watch it. So again, keep your eyes peeled to CerealAtMidnite.com because that's where the reviews for this stuff will be showing up in the next coming days, weeks, maybe hours. Because those of you who know, I post something pretty much every single day at Cereal at Midnight, sometimes 2 times a day. Saint Maud. Never seen it. Have heard good things. It's got this Rotten Tomatoes certification on it that it's certified fresh. I was going to say, that doesn't mean much to me. And in the past, I've said that doesn't mean much to me. But I do notice that some of my favorite movies of 2021 ended up with this on the cover. And I was like, well, Sir Gawain, or The Green Knight, had the certified fresh logo, I believe. Pig. That was, again, who I got to speak with the director of Pig. And we talked about the movie. I believe that has a certified fresh on it. Anyway, I'm curious about this one. I'll be checking this one out soon. Have you seen it? What do you think about it? It's got an audio commentary with the writer and director Rose Glass and the making of A Higher Calling, The Rapture of Saint Maud. It's getting some pretty great reviews from people. I wonder, it's A24. It's another divisive, I guess, so much division I know. I know, guys. I wonder, have you seen it? What do you think about it? It's religious horror, and that's already, like, horror is divisive, and then religious horror is further divisive. It really, I think for religious horror, it kind of comes down to, like, does it work based on, do you believe, you know? If you don't believe, it's going to be harder to get past that barrier of what the movie's trying to do. But for me personally, sometimes they do, like The Omen, I'll go ahead and tell you guys, like The Omen does not work for me. I'm like, yeah, okay. The kid, right? He's so dangerous. But no, a lot of other people are just absolutely horrified by The Omen. So it's interesting. And then sometimes religious things do really affect me. So I don't know. Let's talk about from Warner Brothers. Let's talk about Stargirl. Now, you know what? Because this is Warner Brothers, I need to let you know that I was provided a free copy of Stargirl, the complete second season, on Blu-ray by Warner Brothers Home Entertainment. But the opinions expressed, they're my own. Yeah, we did it again. All right. I was going to get through the legalese so that you know that that this was not a paid-for review, right? No reviews in Serial at Midnight history have ever been paid for. That's why if you follow those reviews, you know, sometimes I don't like everything. But I do like Stargirl. And you know why? Because it's a comic book show. First of all, I love the DC... What are we calling it? It's the DCEU, right? Is that what it's called? It's the DC, the Berlanti stuff, all that stuff. I really love DC on television more than I love DC at the movies because I feel like they have the tools to play with the wider scope of DC Comics. And this show is like Justice Society. It's the Justice Society of America. And so we've got a lot of people that kind of come in and out of the story. Amy Smart is here. I want to keep this short. So I'll just say, there's a lot of stars from my era of cinema, the 90s into the early 2000s, that I don't see in a lot of movies anymore, and a lot of them went to television. So Amy Smart is one of those. She's on the show. Luke Wilson is on this show as well. There's a lot of legacy built into DC, a lot of multi-generational legacy. I don't know how much more I want to say. Okay, here if you know your DC stuff, I'm gonna tell you. We got Solomon Grundy, we got Hourman, we got Brainwave, we've got Wildcat, we've got Dr. Midnight, Eclipso, The Shade. They're probably never popping up in a movie, right? Maybe some of them have, but I don't know. I love this stuff. I love the way that the TV shows can really get into the minutia of the DC mythos. There's that myth word again. You talked about the myth of Hollywood. I love the tapestry of the DC universe at large, and I don't think the movies really get a chance to touch that, but the TV shows sure do. And Stargirl is a good jumping on place. If you're not super into the TV shows, Stargirl, here I'll say Stargirl, Doom Patrol, and maybe the Titans show are good jumping on places if you don't want to get into the whole Arrowverse, it can be cumbersome, right? It can be a barrier because there's so much of it. But those are good jumping on points. Fairly self-contained, kind of off in their own area. This has Never Alone, Heroes and Allies, a gag reel, and Thank You, Georgia, Stargirl. It is a 3-disc set. It's 13 episodes. The theme, here's our digital copy. They're all summer school. It's summer school, chapters 1 through 13. So the complete series, 13 episodes on 3 Blu-rays. I don't know. I'll have to do... I love these shows. I really do. Supergirl is wrapping... We got the final season of Supergirl hitting the mailboxes really soon. It's a good time to be a superhero fan if you're of that persuasion. From the Film Detective, you guys... perk up your ears for this one because we're about to talk about a giveaway, okay? From the Film Detective, who you guys know I've been trying to see if these will show up. Are they? No, they're out of frame. Film Detective has become one of my favorite labels, one of my most to-watch labels. In 2022 alone, we got Hercules and the Captive Women. We got Flight to Mars. We got The Amazing Mr. X. We got, what else is that? Frankenstein's Daughter. That beautiful Sherlock Holmes box set. And now The Capture. This is a John Sturges movie from 1950. Been talking a lot about John Sturges here lately because we got The Great Escape on 4K. Umbrella Entertainment, was it? Who did? No, it was Viavision just released, or Imprint just released Last Train from Gun Hill. I've been talking a lot about John Sturges lately, and this is another one of his films getting a Blu-ray release, I believe for the first time. Film Detective is bringing it with these special editions. You know, they've been doing Blu-rays for years now, but not like this. So these are always pressed discs, factory pressed discs, not burned on demand. You get a booklet with an essay. In this case, the essay is by Don Stradley, multi-page essay on the doomed marriage of Teresa Wright and Niven Bush. Multiple pages. Here we go. Look at this. Hollywood history. Once again, we find ourselves talking about Hollywood history. I live and breathe this stuff, guys. I really, channeling my Sammy Davis Jr. I live and breathe this stuff, man. Let me tell you something, baby. I love it. Not the best, but this is the spirit, right? It's the spirit of intention. Audio commentary by author and screenwriter C. Courtney Joyner. You know we love Mr. Joyner here at Serial at Midnight. Check out our collaborations with C. Courtney Joyner. Teresa Wright, The Actress Next Door featurette. John Sturges, Man of Action featurette. And then Not Quite Perfect, the essay that we were just talking about. So Film Detective gets the absolute best available source elements for these, restores them, does new scans for these things. They are absolutely fantastic. I'm super excited about this. I'll be reviewing this. This is going to the top of the review stack, honestly. This will be one of the next few things that I review. And you have a chance to win a copy yourself. This is a still sealed copy. We were given 2 of these by the Film Detective, 1 to review and 1 to give away. So I'm not going to do this in a YouTube video. I'm going to do this on Instagram. Some of you guys are going to be like, why would you not do it on YouTube? Because almost, in the history of this channel, almost every single time we've done a contest here on YouTube, the winner never claims their prize. People enter, and then they never come back to see if they won. And so I have no way to get in touch with you. You can't, I'm just like, not going to have everyone put their email address in the comment section. That'd be not a good idea. So we're going to do it on Instagram. Follow Serial at Midnight's Instagram. It's at CerealAtMidnite on Instagram. And watch for your chance to win the capture. For all the details, we'll probably limit it to North America since the Film Detective is a North American label. And that's where they're distributing their stuff. But I don't know. We'll see. Keep your eyes peeled. That's coming in the next day or so. Well, we got a ton of stuff here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 releases from Umbrella Entertainment out of Australia. Good day to Australia. Thank you guys for watching this, for being a part of the Serial at Midnight community out there. I'm going to tell the non-Australians that every title we're about to talk about played perfectly fine on my Region A locked player. Cool? All right, cool. People are going to see... They're going to say, Crash, David Cronenberg's Crash with James Spader, and it was Holly Hunter, and who else is in this? As he frantically looks for the cast. James Spader, Holly Hunter, Elias Koteas, Casey Jones to me. This Rosanna Arquette, Deborah Unger, Deborah Kara Unger. Fans of the game. Anybody out there a fan of the game? Was that 1997? Also Highlander. The Final Dimension. What happened to Deborah Kara Unger? We used to really enjoy watching her. Americans are going to watch this. They're going to see this Region B back here, and they're going to say, it doesn't play. It does. No, it does. It says that, but it plays. Now in America, we got this from the Criterion Collection, I believe, but Australia, now you don't have to import the Criterion Collection release. You have your own super fantastic special edition from the Umbrella Beyond Genres sublabel. Special features include a David Cronenberg introduction, the Cronenberg Challenge 2020 interview with cinematographer Peter Shishitsky, Mechanical Animals 2020 interview with Jeremy Thomas, The Shore Thing 2020 interview with composer Howard Shore, License to Drive, a 2020 interview with casting director Deirdre Bowen, and the original the EPK, the electronic press kits, and the theatrical trailer. So, guys, I mean, I didn't do the noise. 3, 2, 1. Hey, that noise really applies to this movie too, right? There's Spader on the back. Lizzie, I have the blacklist. We've gone for more seasons than we thought we would with the blacklist. Any fans of the blacklist out there? I am years behind on the blacklist. All right. Also from Umbrella Entertainment, as part of their new sensual cinema line. This is the second entry. This is Sex and Zen. This is number 2 in their ongoing sensual cinema. Showgirls was number 1. We talked about that. Loaded edition of Showgirls. I haven't seen this movie. I'm curious about it. I got to tell you, and I think that's one of the reasons that when I say like we're living in the best of all possible futures for physical media, I don't know anything about this movie, but when I hear about it, I research it. I'm like, this looks really cool. It's a 1991 Hong Kong. It's a sex comedy / drama sort of a thing, and the reviews that I've seen have been like, well, it's like a Hong Kong action movie, but instead of martial arts, it has sex in it. I'm like, wow, leave it to Hong Kong, right? So it's in Cantonese with English subtitles, and the special features, it's got an interview with the director Michael Mark and theatrical trailer. Can I show you? It's all the way. I think I can. So there's the interior artwork. I'm not going to show you the back cover. I think that's probably all I can show you without YouTube bringing down the hammer. But beautiful presentation. I love that these sensual cinemas have I love the cherry. I love the pink. I love all that. I think it's really cool. And if you don't like, yeah, I'll leave. I was going to say, if you don't like the pink and all that, you do have alternate artwork, but it is also still pink. So from Umbrella's Sunburnt Screens line, which is their focus on Australian films, Shame. This is a 1988. I believe it's 88. I don't see it back here. Anyway, let's pretend that it is. It's a story. I haven't seen it yet, right? But I will be reviewing it at some point. So CerealAtMidnite.com. That's where you go to see the reviews. These, I say this as often as I can. Every video is someone's first video. I like these videos to be the beginning of a conversation, but this is not a review. What we're doing, this is not a review. This is a, hey, look, here this is. There's so much more to be said. There's a deeper conversation to be had about the film, what I think about the film, the stars, the actors, the performances, the cinematography, the scores. There's so much to talk about. If you follow my reviews, I love to get into the weeds on this stuff. I love to really explore what it means. So this is the beginning of a conversation. Follow me to CerealAtMidnite.com and we'll continue to have deeper conversations. So it's an Australian movie about, I'm going to be careful here talking about this too, because there's certain words that I don't want to use because, YouTube bringing that hammer down. A woman comes to this town. She's getting vehicle repair work done, and she meets this guy's daughter who's been assaulted. Right? You with me? She's been assaulted, and the whole town is trying to cover it up to protect this guy. And that sounds like a Western to me, because that's a theme that you see in a lot of Westerns. Is like the powerful community leader using, you know what, I just watched an episode of The Texan where it was the same thing. Is this guy was kind of like the land baron of the town, and he ran everything, and his son had gone and done something that was no bueno, and he was controlling everything to protect his son, but of course he was hurting so many people by doing that. Common theme, but I'm really curious to see how it is filtered through the Australian point of view. Lots of special features here. All new interview with Steve George. Lots of interviews, audio commentary, oral history with film buff Paul Harris and Steve Dodrell. Original film footage from the premiere of Shame, ABC TV, an art space interview with the star Deborah Lee Furness, and the original archival theatrical trailer. I'll show you this. So if you don't like, I can't remember what the cat's name was, but there was someone that was commenting on how, they don't love the ratings stickers that come on these. We notice the others don't have these on the covers because they have the collectible slip covers and stuff. This one does, but you do have other options, because inside you can go with just a clean representation of the poster. Or there's your reversible art. So if you don't need the description of the movie, you have clean cover or a clean poster. You know, that you have an alternative is my point, which I think is a nice touch. Okay, moving on. Still from Umbrella Entertainment, we have the latest entry in their Ozploitation Classics line. This is number 9. We've talked about 1 through 8, and I'm excited about this one. It's The Man from Hong Kong. This is Brian Trenchard Smith's mid-70s kung fu action jam up. So Jimmy Wang Yu it's George Lazenby, who was Bond on Her Majesty's Secret Service, and Jimmy Wang Yu, who, you know, we're seeing so much kung fu cinema getting discs right now. We got the Arrow box set that came out. We're getting 88 films. Jimmy Wang Yu is popping up in a lot of players right now, a lot of Blu-ray players. And this is the stories from the set of this movie. See, I've never seen this movie, but I've seen the not quite Hollywood interviews with Brian Trenchard Smith and George Lazenby talking about what happened on the set and the real punches that were thrown and the conflicting egos and stuff. And I'm so excited that this is finally on Blu-ray and that it's region free and all that jazz. Well, here, I'll do got the alternate artwork here. We have alternate artwork here. And limited to the first 3,000 units. They had a hype sticker on the front, but what is my microphone doing? What is happening with this microphone? Okay. All right. They had a hype sticker on it, and I took the hype sticker off. The hype sticker said, or I unwrapped it, right? That the first 3,000 units of this edition, you have the movie on Blu-ray, and, it's upside down, and the CD soundtrack. Soundtrack on CD, first 3,000 units, okay? I think it's beautiful. Can I show you? Let's do this. Gorgeous stuff. So, as with all of the Ozploitation classics, these editions are loaded with stuff. I'm not going to read all of this. I'm going to hold this up and let you read this for yourself because there's a lot of information there. You do see that ABC code on the bottom, so region free, region unlocked for the entire world. You don't have to wonder. You don't have to take my word for it. Still in Umbrella, the latest world cinema release is Buena Vista Social Club. Wim Wenders' look at the music scene of Cuba. Story for this movie, it's a documentary. Ry Cooder goes to Cuba to kind of shine a spotlight on some musicians that have fallen by the wayside under the Castro regime, and shines a spotlight back on them. It leads to like a concert and a celebration and a documentary. So great stuff. If you love music, if you love world music, if you love Ry Cooder, then isn't Ry Cooder the guy that taught Keith Richards the sort of the tuning that he uses for all the songs from Honky Tonk Women to Start Me Up and all that stuff? Didn't Ry Cooder teach him that? I think that's what it was. And then he said something like, if I'd known he was going to use it so much, I never would have taught it to him. Something like that. Anyway, I wasn't planning on talking about that. That's just straight off the top of the dome. This has additional scenes and the theatrical trailer. And do we have alternate artwork? Yes, we do. And ta-da! And then there's also, what does it look like inside? Yeah. Pop that disc off and show you what we got. Beautiful stuff, right? Absolutely beautiful. Umbrella, as with so many companies, but I want to shout it out. Umbrella is doing incredible work. If you're an Australian, it's great, right? And from what I hear, you guys, Australians, you can just walk into stores, right? You can just walk into a brick and mortar store and pick up a lot of this stuff, which in America, we can no longer really do that. So like with the Best Buy exclusive Steelbook, you can, but a lot of this stuff never comes to stores. So I think that's great that, companies like Umbrella are serving the market there where it's also physically available and it's not just on the internet. And as we wrap up our Umbrella coverage, I want to talk about this retro sci-fi double feature. It's got the Mole People and it's got The Land Unknown. Are these both Universal International movies? I think they are. Universal International and Universal Pictures. So in America, remember guys, this is not for America. This is for Australia, but it is region free. just so anyone in the world can play. The Mole People came out from, I think, Shout Factory, and The Land Unknown came out from Olive Films. I believe it might be Kino Lorber. One of those two. But here they are, and it's 2 features on one double feature Blu-ray. Yes. That reversible cover artwork is just, we have the flip side has the ratings sticker here, or the ratings label there. So they give us clean. They give us reversible artwork with clean arts. No special features, but you get 2 movies, I think that's 30. This microphone. These pretzels are making me thirsty. I will say this. This is number 3. I'm not sure what the numbering for this is, because I feel like I have some of the other ones that I've been sent to review and promote for you guys, right? And they're not in that order. Like, I think I've got like a volume 5 somewhere, maybe. I don't know. So I'll have to do more research on that. But I love to see this. What makes me happiest? Movies like this. This is one of my favorite. Hey, I'm wearing my This Island Earth shirt. I didn't even plan on that. This is my jam. 50s sci-fi, horror, stuff like that. It's my favorite. From Mill Creek Entertainment, we have 2 releases. We're going to kick it off with Ultraman Zero: The Chronicle. I am woefully behind on like watching and reviewing Ultraman, because we have been given so much of it in such a short amount of time, which is a blessing. It's an absolute blessing. We get roughly 1 Ultraman show each month. It's like over 24 Ultraman shows in the span of less than 3 years. Who could have asked for more than that? So, Ultraman Zero, this is Ultraman 7's son. And I think he was introduced on this show. Now, a lot of this, I haven't watched it, right? So it's just from what I've gathered from other Ultraman shows, because Ultraman Zero pops up in other things. Pops up in some of the movies later on. But I think this was like an anthology show, kind of meant to fill out the history, like tell you the history of Ultraman, but also give you a little bit of new stuff in each episode. So it's kind of an anthology, kind of almost like an encyclopedia kind of a show, where they're teaching you Ultraman, but they're also giving you little bits of new Ultraman every single week. So we got the new character, and I'm out of things to say. That it ties it all together. What do you guys think about it? There's more Ultraman coming. It's just the latest. They continue to release new Ultraman. I think there's more Ultraman coming out in the next month or so. No special features here that I'm aware of, but we do have the complete series on Blu-ray. I love that they always give us this alternate artwork here. The Blu-ray case has gorgeous artwork, clean, if you will. People may want to know about this. It's a 4-disc set, 2 discs stacked. 2 discs stacked. Seen some backlash for that, but literally everybody is doing stacked discs. It is a space saver. It's a packaging saver. It costs them less to do. Everybody, like Universal, like all the studios are doing it. So I think it has just become the standard. I personally am rarely affected by it. I would, of course, prefer individual trays, but I'm not super upset about this, because I've never had a problem with any of the Ultraman stuff because of those stacked discs, but your mileage may vary. Just wanted to report on it. Bottom line, just wanted to report on it. We have, you guys, also from Mill Creek, we have a new retro VHS Blu-ray. Side Out. Hopefully I don't hear from Google on this one. This is I'll turn to the back so you can see that. What year is this? 1990. Okay. Again, never seen it. It shows up. I'm like, I can't wait to check this out, but I haven't checked it out yet. It's a volleyball movie from 1990. So, that's good nostalgia time for me, because I remember those years well. C. Thomas Howell and Peter Horton, who was on 30-something. And it's got Courtney Thorne-Smith in it. And there's somebody, St. John Smith, Randy Stoklos, Harley Jane Kozak, and I'll stop there. I'll save the full cast for the actual review. But volleyball movie from 1990. Here's the non-VHS. Some people are like, I don't know if we're going to hear a lot of complaints about this one, but some people are like, I hate those slipcovers. Well, you don't have to use them if you don't like them. Here's the proper Blu-ray, alternate artwork. So no special features, but these are priced accordingly, $15 or less. If you watch, you can get them for under 10. We're wrapping up the movies here. We've got a couple of titles from, one is from Film Movement. They Say Nothing Stays the Same. This is the debut film from Joe Odagiri, and it's about a ferryman who lives his life taking people back and forth across this river on a ferry, and then he finds out that they're building a bridge upstream from him, and it's going to bypass his ferry. So one of those kind of movies. And it has a bonus short film, School Radio to Major Tom, directed by Takuya Chisaka. It's a Japanese short. It's 10 minutes long. You know what? I'll do this. I'll hold this up. You can see that. And I will flip it, and you can read that. It's an official selection of the New York Asian Film Festival. Who's seen it? I know some of you guys work in the industry, and some of you guys get to go to these film festivals. Who's seen it? What do you think about it? IndiePix Films. This is on Prime Video, and it's from IndiePix. This is Sumaya. I hope I'm saying that right. Again, haven't seen it, but it's about Sumaya is a practicing Muslim, a mother, a wife, a woman of color, and an executive who's been employed by an airport transportation company in Paris. It's about the fallout after the terrorist attacks in Paris. It's a drama. It's not a documentary, but it's about how that affected, people that were living in Paris during the time that were targeted, right? So I'll watch it at some point. Have you seen this one? What do you think about it? I would love to know what you think. This is my review copy. Review. Now let's talk about some music. I'm gonna do this fairly quickly. I was saving these for a what I'm listening to kind of video, but as things like this continue to come in, that video gets further and further away. So I was like, let's do it here. Let's talk about it here. And two of these actually have reviews where I'll do the whole where, brother, at CerealAtMidnite.com. That's right. So we're going to talk about Lux and Ivy dig crime jazz, film noir grooves, and dangerous liaisons. Now, I love the Lux and Ivy collections because they're very well curated. I don't know the involvement of the estates of Lux and Ivy. Lux has left us, but I assume that someone's signing off on this, right? Some people ask me sometimes. I need to just reach out and ask. Be like, hey, how does this work? But Ivy is still with us. I don't know their involvement with these, but they are very well curated, just like weird, wonderful, obscure 40s, 50s, 60s, oddities, musical oddities. And so this one is a tour through film noir soundtracks, right? So, but they don't get too obvious with it. So we've got Henry Mancini's theme from Touch of Evil. We've got Harlem Nocturne, but it's not the version of Harlem Nocturne that's super famous. We've got Elmer Bernstein. I'm not going to do every one of these, but we've got Elmer Bernstein tracks like The Man with the Golden Arm. They've got several songs from Peter Gunn, but not the Peter Gunn theme. And I think that's because the Peter Gunn theme is just too obvious. If you don't know, like dun 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 dun, that's the theme from Peter Gunn. It's super famous when you think about like 50s crime movies or 50s. It's TV, right? But that immediately comes to mind. So it's a TV show, so they have other selections from the TV show, not the title, which I think is kind of cool because a lot of us already have that. Well curated, tons of great liner notes. Full review at CerealAtMidnite.com. Also full review there for Waylon Jennings, this new collection of 4 albums. So this is the second Waylon Jennings collection of 4 albums that Cherry Red Records have put out. By the way, this is all from Cherry Red Records out of the UK, but you can get them here in the US, Amazon, deep discount. These records have gotten fairly obscure. Now Eric, Patreon supporter Eric N, would like me to pass on the information that they're all still in print from the Bear Family. Bear Family Records, those big box sets that are hundreds of dollars. Yes, they are. They are still available in those forms. But the original records have become very obscure. And if you just want, like, you know, if you want to spend 15, 20 bucks and get 4 albums on CD, they've been out of print for a while. So they're back in print now. These are the pre-Outlaw years. This picks up at basically the very beginning with his signing to RCA, that Nashville sound. He's being produced by Chet Atkins. Singing songs written, you know, I think there's some Chet Atkins compositions on here. Singing a lot of songs by Harlan. What is Harlan's last name? Shoot. See the review at CerealAtMidnite.com. The soundtrack from Nashville Rebel, which is it's a hard to find movie. It's been put in print a few times. Bear Family put it in print once, but it's Waylon Jennings at the movies, right? He was a lead in the film about sort of a Nashville guy who's on the outs with Nashville, and he's trying to find his place, and very interesting stuff. And it has become very, very obscure. I don't think it ever got an official, like, major. I know it's never gotten a Blu-ray release. DVDs pop up here and there. But anyway, this is the soundtrack to it. Anyway, 4 mid-60s Waylon Jennings albums, and there's more coming. There's a 3rd collection coming. I'm a big fan of Waylon Jennings. Big fan. And for me, I have some of these albums on vinyl, but I'm happy to have a digital version now, so I'm excited about that. Guys, this is brand new. This is just out of the mailbox a few days ago. Lux and Ivy say Flip Your Top. Sinners and Penguins doing the San Francisco twist. I don't even know how to describe this one to you. It's just a potpourri. It's a jambalaya of the stuff that I like from Lux and Ivy. Just obscure. Route 66 by Paul Curry. Never heard that anywhere before. Flipping Their Top by the Egyptians. Chris Surf and the Harvard Lampoon Tabernacle Choir. Fallout Philly. It's just weird stuff. It's such out there stuff, but that's great, right? That's what I want. Tragic by the Shepherds. Glenn Willings, You Tarzan, Me Jane. Artie Wilson, Tarzan. What else do I want to shout out here? Sunny Night with the Jack Collier Orchestra, Jailbird. It's just weird stuff, right? Just real weird obscurities all collected in one place with beautiful liner notes. Look, they're advertising the Crime Jazz, which is a great collection. See if I can... So they fold over like that. 2-disc set. It's 50 obscure tracks. Review for this coming soon. I like to do actual reviews for this, so that's coming soon. Guys, wow. This was another... intended this to be like 20 minutes long. But there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of stuff happening. So keep your eyes peeled to CerealAtMidnite.com for the reviews. Weigh in on what you think about all this stuff. And let's continue the conversation. I don't want Cereal at Midnight to be a focus on, look, this is out, I bought this. I want to have this is the starting point. This is the beginning of a conversation. So let's have that conversation. Let's talk about recommendations. What you think about these movies. Where you were when you saw these movies. People are reading these comments and they want to know more. They want to go deeper. And we're the ones, when we talk about these things, we're being, stewards of this art, of this stuff. So keep your eyes peeled to the Instagram account for the contest coming in just a matter of coming now. And we'll continue this conversation in the comments below. Thank you guys very much. I'm going to switch it up this time. Thank you very much. Take care. And until next time, keep it crispy. Oh, you see what I did there? The cereal theme. Keep it crispy.